Peace, love, and light, everyone. I hope all is well. This is your girl, Serena, and welcome to Poetry, Publishing, and Literary Artistry. For those who don't know me, my name is Serena Wills. I am a self-published author. I'm a poet, a spoken word artist, and a publishing coach. I also teach classes on the self-publishing process and also how to write different forms of poetry as well. And today, this we're going to talk about almost like a part two. I talked a little bit about your book signing, celebrating you. When you get to the end of that trail of getting your book done, you need to celebrate yourself. But what does it look like? Okay, what does whether it's a book signing, whether it's an author talk, what does the day look like for you? So in a workshop that I do, I talk about getting ready, um, whether it's for a performance, for an event like this, and this is audience engagement. So this, what you see here, is actually from The Awakening when my book came out in December 2019, and it was at a public library. I will never forget that day. It was freezing here in the Washington, D.C. area. The temperature that evening was in the 20s. I want to say it was like 24 degrees or something like that. And people came out. I was really, really thankful. So with audience engagement, um, the first thing I do before this, I like to set the tone for the room, whether I have some smooth music playing, whether it's jazz or some chill hip hop music or what have you. I sometimes have, well, not sometimes, I always have food and snacks. So I make sure wherever I have my events that I'm allowed to bring snacks and appetizers and bottled water, just something to nosh on, right? And it really helps people. Some people are getting off of work, they're coming in from a long day, and here they are spending their time with you. So I want them to walk into whatever space that I'm able to have, whether it's a public library, a nonprofit organization, a community room, a bookstore. Now, bookstores are different. Okay, I cannot bring in my own snacks and appetizers, but still, I might have my music playing from my phone or Wi-Fi speaker low because there's other people in the bookstore. And just when they're in my area, they'll feel relaxed, they'll feel welcome. So audience engagement is very important. It's great to sign books, it's great to sell books, but you want to have moments with your audience. I love to read poetry and do the author talks. If you're a fiction writer or a children's book author, whatever your genre is, you want to connect with the audience. You want to read from your book. And then allow the audience to ask questions. If you do have the opportunity to have audience engagement like this, some people specifically can only do book signings. It depends on the space. Sometimes the space won't allow for this, but if you are allowed to have an author talk or and able to just talk with people like this and read through your book and have them ask questions or conversation pieces, then I say go for it. So the one thing, ask them questions. What stuck out about what you just read? Are there any writers in the audience? Aspiring authors? Do we have poets out there? Do we have artists? What do they think will happen next? If it's a story, etc. So we're engaging the audience instead of, asking them like, hey, tell me this or tell me that. Just making it very broad and casting the net. And someone will open up. And if no one does for some reason, then you could say, what stuck out to me, if I was reading this book for the first time, X, Y, and Z. So you can do that. You could tell them about how your journey began as an aspiring author before you became a published author. Be conversational, please. Talk about something that has happened. Ask if that has happened to others. Talk about the weather. Who are their favorite authors, etc. It's almost like an icebreaker. So you could say, hey, like that day, I'm really glad y'all came out today. I know it's 20 something degrees out there and people just sort of like kind of laughing a little bit. And there was a couple that said, oh, of course we would come out here. And it was great. I actually happened to have like hot chocolate or something in the back. So I was like, hey, it's really cold out. Please help yourselves to some hot cocoa or what have you. Say, hey, out there, tell me who's your favorite author? Who's your favorite so and so? Who's your favorite this? And break the ice a bit. When I conduct workshops, I engage the audience. I do not have workshops where I just start and then for 2 hours or an hour and a half or an hour straight, I'm talking and I say save all questions till the end. No, I believe in interaction throughout my workshops. So I do poetry breaks. I tell people at the end of each slide, if you have questions or comments, please, unmute yourselves. If it's virtual, unmute yourselves. Write in the chat box if it's in person. When I go through each slide, I'll say, hey, you have any questions, comments? And the best way to do this to make sure that you're going to uh, conduct your workshop and it's done um, in a timely manner is to practice at home. And I always build in time for those questions and comments. Giveaways are fun. They are fun at book signings or sporadically in workshops or open mics. I'll give away a free autographed book. I'll have a gift card or two. It's like $5 gift card or a $10 gift card. It could be to, whatever company. It could be to a bookstore. And people love free stuff. So they're like, wow, I came out here to her book signing. If it's an author talk, I'm able to talk with her and engage and ask questions. Um, a couple of, it might even just be a free book. Like, hey, and for those in the audience, pick a number between this and that, and the winner gets a free autographed book. It doesn't have to cost you a lot of money or anything at all. And engagement, like the ideas I mentioned, it makes you even more memorable. They will remember the interaction they had with you, what you read, your event. They'll attend or want to attend more events and support you. I will say this was 2019, and just looking at this picture, there are people like in this picture that I can tell you have been to other events, or they'll tell their friends about events as well. This is just the front of the room. It was really, really great turnout. And you want to partner with your local public libraries, partner with a local coffee, a coffee shop or independent bookstore. They love when self-published authors want to do book signings, author talks. You're bringing in people into their shop or their store that might not have known about them before, and they're able to now experience that place. B, you're forging a great partnership with a local entity. Where I live at in the DC area, there are a couple. There's one particular coffee shop I love dearly. And they're independent. There's a few independent bookstores, and again, you just pick up the phone and call them and give them just share your ideas and say, I'd like to have an author talk, a book signing, and how you want the area to be set up, which is a whole other segment. How do you set up the area? How do you prepare for it? But the goal is you want to have a space where you can engage and talk to your audience. Even if, like I said before, if you can't have an author talk, if it is a book signing, if it's in a bookstore and they're like, no, we can only give you a table, a chair as a book signing. When that person comes up and they're purchasing your book and you're signing your autograph, talk to them for that moment. Get to know them, and there's a way you can get to know them in a brief moment. Hey, who do you want me to write the book out to? Or thank you for coming out so much. Or oh, hey, you're buying my poetry books. How long have you loved poetry? And in that moment, you can really get to know somebody. All right, so that is my time for today. Audience engagement. It's important, no matter how things are set up. It really helps you as an author, as well. It helps people get to know you, and also partnering with wherever you have the event, partnering with the place, and the people. That way you can keep coming back for more and more. It's now, not sure when you'll see this segment, it's 2025, and I can say years later, I still have a great partnership with my local public libraries. And it's great. I could just email or call somebody and say, hey, I want to do a book talk or this or that. And I work with them. And before you know, we have on the calendar and we can get it going. All right. So, audience engagement. If you are someone, before I go, I've had this before where people are, they say, I'm very introverted, I'm very shy, or I'm just kind of to myself. I tell them, all right, well, let's plan for something small and work your way up. Um, your audience wants to get to know you, and you want to also create, um, you want to just actually have new people come and find out who you are and what you're about. So start from where you are. It might be virtual. Even if it's virtual, you want to have audience engagement and start from your phone. Start with that and go from there. All right. So we'll talk about that. That might be a whole segment I need to do in itself for those who are um, just feeling like I'm a little, I've never really jumped out there or gone out there and I'm a bit, I just can't see myself up there where you are in that podium and talking to people. And just start where you are and build your way up. All right. So again, one more time, that's my time for today. Want to come reach back for those who may not feel too comfortable having a big audience like this, and that's okay. So, for more information, you want to learn more about me, learn more about my books, events that I have coming up, and so much more. You could check me out on my social media platforms under Divine Right. That's who I am, Divine Right, DIVINEWRYTE. On most platforms, it's all one word, but it's two separate words. Don't forget that Y in the right. I also have a website, serenawills.com, SERENAWILLS.com. And yeah, I would love to hear from you in the comments or reach out to me through direct messaging or through my website. There is a contact page. And I hope to see you at future events, whether it's in person in the DC metropolitan area, the DMV as we call it, DC, Maryland, Virginia, or virtually or wherever I decide to pop up and do a book signing. You never know where you may see me. All right, so that's my time for today. Thank you for stopping by. Peace out and one love. Take care, y'all.
Us, 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 us.